Alright, we could probably cut there and make this part of the personal vlog, or intro. We'll do the personal vlog now. Everything's still going? Good, 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 good. Hi, everybody. It's March 1st, isn't it? I think it is. Pretty sure. We have had a brief warm period in the winter. I'm not saying winter's over yet. I wish it were spring. I wish we were there just because I've got a lot of plans, but I think we have more winter coming considering there's snow on the forecast for the next couple days. And we did have that with snow, and it's a lot less. I mean, you can see the mountains as we're going. I used to live up in the mountains. We can go... Ooh, that's yellow. All good. I don't live in the mountains anymore where there was snow pretty much on the ground for 8 months of the year. Up on some of the mountains that we're ahead of there, but anyway. This, I'm on my way to do wildlife stuff. I just did a little intro for that, but I've got things in my head, and I went, well, we can talk about it. We can go through as we sorry. I can see I actually need to fix that. I don't want distractions while I'm driving. I mounted my phone so I get up there, and it does pop up with a little thing, but it's still displaying me the actual message, so I can see like the first preview, which I guess is if it's an emergency, I should be able to see that, but I don't want distractions. But the message that just popped up from my significant other, Bonnie, was, "You made pancakes without me," and a crying face, because pancakes are some of her favorite. I did not make pancakes. I had a breakfast sausage, one of those Morningstar plant-based maple flavor. That's what it is. It's the maple, and then an egg in an English muffin. That was my breakfast. But because of the maple, I get it. It smells enough like pancakes. And why should be crying about that? But she's not. And you know what? This weekend has to do with her too. It's her birthday soon. One of the days on this weekend. Not today. I'm not going out doing that, but I am kind of doing that still as part of the regular schedule. I talked about it briefly. I just mentioned that I was not wanting to come out today, but I have a schedule, and I'm sticking to my routine, and I'm trying to do the stuff on the weekend. The weather is nice. If the weather wasn't nice, and the weather doesn't sound like it's going to be nice for Monday, I might stay in on Monday. But it's so nice out today. It's already almost above freezing before we even get the sun up. It's supposed to be like 60 and beautiful and clear and a good time. And the last few times we've come out have been snow and a lot of fog and very, very cold. So we did have that. And this past week has been temperatures in the 60s and slightly dipping below freezing. Slightly. But I've been keeping an eye on it because this year I'm planning in advance. I'm actually, instead of reacting the past few years to the weather and the things I want to do plant-wise. That's something that we've talked about here or there before, which is the bonsai trees specifically. I want to care and, grow bonsai trees, and I have several. Some of them have lasted, some of them have not. I'm learning, I'm doing the best I can, and it is evolving to also be just houseplants, indoor, as general. And I'm reading a book that my sister suggested to me because she's really into houseplants and has lots of plants and things like that. And that's something that we're sharing, we're talking about currently, and I'm reading a book on it so I can learn how to do it. But I'm also planning other things. I just did a video when I was out last, so 2 weeks ago, I think. For Patreon, I did a video where I just, very similar to this, where I was driving, and I drove to a Home Depot, and we talked about it, and then I went in and looked around and looked at all the plant stuff here at the end of February, and then we went no, I think that was where it ended, but I went and bought seeds, lots of wildflower and some herb seeds, not too many vegetables. I don't know how, last year, here's how it went. Bonsai tree is cool. That started in 2023. I got one, then I got a couple more. And I tried my best to take care of them, and some of them have survived and some of them haven't. I said that, but besides that, I then bought some houseplants sometime last year, and they're all doing well. And that was kind of me just dipping my toe in to be like, well, how does this work? And I got some shrubs from Home Depot at one point that were very discounted and did not survive. It makes sense. I tried. I figured I could bonsai them up too, because realistically, you could take anything and kind of shape it and twist it and turn it and prune it and take care of it and turn it into a bonsai tree. You don't have to specifically pick trees even. You can do bushes and things like that. There's all kinds of things that you can turn into a little bonsai. It just means small pot, right? So anything you keep in a small pot and tend to, there's a whole elitism about it. I don't follow all that as to like what counts as bonsai. I don't care. But anyway, planning in advance, I found out for my specific zip code when the last frost date should be, which means when you can plant things, move them outside. I got a whole spreadsheet of all the seeds that I bought. We're going to try to do a bunch of flowers. Who knows if that's going to work? I didn't spend too much on the seeds there. I just really want to try growing something. Last year, we've got the houseplants going inside. They're doing okay, but they do need grow lights. We don't quite get enough sunlight, just like the bonsai. The bonsai are doing so much better with the grow lights that I've installed over the last few weeks. I had them facing in the window. If you've watched any other videos, and I've been sitting at the computer, the editor, you've seen them there, and they've moved into the bathroom, and they get more light there. But I've also done I've put a bunch of grow lights so that they get more light, right? And they have immediately done much better. I'm already noticing differences. About a mile ahead? No. I'm already noticing differences with some of them, especially I just picked one up the other week when I went to Home Depot. I saw one there and went, ooh, what's this one? And I have not identified it yet. I got to work on that. But that one it was losing leaves, and I've checked the soil. We're now using a digital soil meter. I had one before that would just a dial, and it would pretty much read everything as dry almost all the time, and then I'd fill it up and water it anyway. And I think I overwatered some of my plants doing that. So we're gonna look at it a little bit more scientifically by taking measurements with this soil meter that does a digital readout of a percentage of how wet the soil is. Is it accurate? No, but it's more accurate than it was. I don't know how accurate it is. It also does things like tell me my light temperature, the pH balance, the things I have yet to learn about specifically and I'm working on. Okay. Oh, that's not where I needed to turn anyway. So can I do road close detour? This is different from the last time I came through here. But it wants me to turn up ahead, and it did say I think they closed that, and this will be open. Yes, okay. Anyway. We're going into it with a much different thing. I've got a little seed growing area. We're going to start up I got a bunch of seeds to plant this week because they take about 8 to 10 weeks before they move outside. So 8 to 10 weeks from now, it'll be after the first frost date, and they'll be ready to go. I've planned all that out. I've mathed out, when. I've got a spreadsheet of all the seeds, which ones start when. I have to start actually doing that this week, maybe Monday, especially if the weather's not ideal for going out. That'll be what I do in the morning is plant. But I'm really excited. We've got a bunch of stuff there. To that end, I got to stop on my way home by a Home Depot or a Lowe's or store, whatever, to get some things because I tried buying something online that I thought would work. I didn't know necessarily the entire full scope of details. I have bathroom faucets where I water the plants, and I want to do two kinds of watering. Some is you pour over the top, but that can cause bug issues if you do it that way. You can also do it so it's better, and especially for bonsai, if you soak them. So I have some buckets for soaking, but it's not ideal. Like my bathroom sink and my shower especially, it's easier to keep everything there rather than going into the kitchen. Is my ideal is to just keep everything in one place. So I bought a little attachment nozzle that goes on my sink faucet that has, shoot out the bottom, and also a little hose, a hose attachment to a sprayer that you can attach, like, rather than replace the entire sink, the whole faucet, right? I'm not going to do that. I live in an apartment. I don't want to start messing with some of their equipment. I've already done, I've taken some liberties already in ways that are fine, right? Like, who cares that I changed out the shower head that they provided because it was bad for one that I have with a hose and everything. And I can do that in the shower, but it's a little more difficult, and then it gets everywhere, and I can't control the flow necessarily as much. It's kind of a lot more, as you would expect, with bigger pipes for a shower, right? I think that's how that works. Don't they have bigger pipes than a sink? They certainly let out. You have more control over one or the other. Mine is not really a temperature. It's a one knob system. Anyway, that's not really the point. Point is, I wanted to install a faucet thing, and it's I need an adapter for it. And I also want to get some hooks to put in my ceiling for hanging plants that I have ordered. I have received some. I also got some succulents. That's different. Never did those before either. So we're trying things. I'm trying a bunch of different things for houseplants. The only concern I have is, will they grow? And I've seemed to, like, that's been the dipping the toe in the soil of, like, can I keep a plant alive? Yes. And some of them are thriving. Some of them not so much, and we have to spend a little bit more care, and that's why I'm reading a book, to learn more about them. But overall, they're doing well. And I'm excited. We've been to now. Okay, so I've been to a Home Depot twice, 2 different Home Depots, a Walmart Garden Center, a Lowe's. Oh wait, this was where I needed to turn. Nobody's around. Whoops. Pay attention. Yes, I've been to several places looking for houseplants now, looking and seeing what's around, gauging prices, understanding what I can get from online, what I can get, because some of the bonsai stuff I order online, it's going well. Anyway, I feel like I was going somewhere with all that. I thought I had a better thing to talk about, like one main anchor point of, like, oh, if you're going to talk, you're going to do that, at least make a video about, you know, you're just kind of talking through everything, but there was one central anchor point of, like, make sure you mention this. That's usually the, like, there's one, and then it'll spawn up all the other things in my head as to what else everything is, and I don't remember what the one was now. But yes, plants, the main thing. I didn't want to come out today. It's March 1st. You know what came out yesterday? Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Wilds is out. I'm so rigid in the schedule now that I actually, almost to my detriment, didn't even think about it. I was planning being like, you know, because Bonnie's really excited. This is our game. This is, there aren't many games that we go in on, and it's been Monster Hunter. We played it originally years and years ago, and then they did Monster Hunter World on the Xbox, and that's a game I put almost 500 hours into, and that's a game that Bonnie's put almost, like, it's our game especially, and then we've got 2 other friends who join in, because you can have a party of 4, and the 4 of us, like, played the hell out of that game. And then we did a bit, not 4, because I don't think they had a party size group of 4, did they? They might have, or maybe they didn't. I don't remember. I don't think we did 4 in Monster Hunter Rise. I think we only did 3, if I remember correctly. But we played on the Switch. Then I started playing it on my own on the Xbox because nobody wanted to start over. Understandable, but boy, it played better on Xbox. I'm looking forward to that Switch too, and they've delayed it. I don't know if it's actually a delay or if they just haven't announced it, but I'm figuring that it's going to be a launch title. The Pokemon game they announced would be late 2025. And unless they've got something else cooking, I think that means the console is going to be late 2025. And I was really hoping it would be sooner than that, but we'll see. Anyway, Monster Hunter came out. I was so like, I can't play on Friday. Friday's busy. I get out of work a little bit early. I record Pokemon. That's my specific time to do that. Then I need to ride the exercise bike. That's part of like my exercise routine to get that stuff done. I usually shower and shave because that takes a little bit of time to shave. And like, and then Friday is either eat dinner real quick and do a D&D session for 2 or 3 hours, or it's eat dinner, or I just jump straight into it and I prep for the next week's D&D session. And because that's kind of the routine of keeping everything there, I just figured I have no time to play Monster Hunter the day it actually comes out. And Bonnie was upset, really wanted to, and I understand, and like, yes, of course, and that's fun, and I also want to, but I didn't think I could do it. And then somewhere around, I don't know, Wednesday, I was like, what am I doing? D&D prep is me, by myself, solo. It's not like the campaign. We're not playing. I'm not dependent on a group of people for everybody. It's just me. There's a sign. Trailhead closure. Monday, March 3rd, closed for construction. Okay, so they're starting that up again. They've closed this place once before, but not today, because it's not March 3rd. It's March 1st. Anyway, so I really thought about not, if the weather hadn't been like this, but part of the schedule and the routine that I talked about with like going out every other weekend, I just did D&D prep on Thursday. There's no reason, I have to remember that, like, yes, it's a schedule. Yes, I like keeping to my routine and doing these things, but I can also fluctuate. I can move things around. I don't have to. So we did play for an hour and a half or 2 hours last night, got characters created, got all the way to the point where we can actually play together. And so I'm just doing a kind of short trip out here today, and then I'm ready to go back and play. Although I do need to make a pit stop on my way home so I can fix that faucet with the thing, so I have the hose for watering the plants. It's going to be fine. Everything's good. Yes. Okay, that's everything that's been going on. I think it's video games and why I expect it to be out for just a short time today. And then it's going to be plants. I'm really into doing plant stuff. I've got many house plants on the way. I'm learning about propagation and being able to like take trimmings and then grow them in water. I think that's going to be really cool. I'm hoping we're going to try some different things this year. And because we were planning in advance, oh, that was something real quick. From last year, I didn't plan in advance. I didn't prep or anything. I just kind of reacted to the weather changing. The shrubs died. They did not last. And I also got in trouble. Well, they told me not to feed the birds at my apartment complex. I was putting out bird seed for them, and they were like, you can't do that because the droppings will attract mice. And supposedly some people saw a mouse. Oh no. So I wasn't allowed to do that, but I bought 40-pound bags of sunflower seeds. What do I do with the rest of them? And I started planting them because obviously they're sunflowers. They can grow, even the kind you get from, bird seed. And they were growing, and we had sunflowers, actual flowers, flowering, which was really cool. And then also, because I think it's a mix since you're just buying a giant bag, we also got tomatoes growing. I ate a single tomato because it was so late in the year. And I also had, I think it would have been corn eventually. It kind of looked like the beginnings of a corn plant, which we are not set up to do in an apartment complex on the porch. But I have prepped my porch. I've got a sunshade because some of the plants got scorched. The sun is very bright in the areas that we do get sun. I've been planning for a lot of this, and that's what's been going on. And it's very exciting. I'm very happy that everything is going that way, and we are having plants. And I will do a follow-up video with all the plants, and we will talk about plants at a future point in time when it's plant time. But today's not plant time. Today's wildlife time. And the sun's already up, as you can see by what's shining on me. So I got to get going. All right, thanks for personal vlogging along with me.